Hey everyone, my name is Zoran Saher, and I'm joined by the incredibly talented man who needs no introduction at all, the one and only Abhishek Bachchan, and of course the wonderful Saiyami Kher for the upcoming film Ghoomer on the 18th of August. I can't wait because it's directed by Balki. Has the two of you, and welcome to Urban Asian.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Not at all. Abhishek, let's start with you. I think I was just looking at the date Refugee released, which was about 23 years ago, which means you've just passed the 2 decade mark in the film industry. And you've done an incredible amount of work. I mean, your body of work speaks for itself. And I think I was there. The trailer launched the other day at Juhu PVR, and met the two of you. Loved the trailer, the first look. Tell me what drew you into doing this film.
But Balki,
Yeah.
um, Balki can make the most mundane story seem interesting through his characterizations
Mm,
and his take on it. And obviously, I think in this case, not just Balki, but when you see the basic plot of the film, it's very interesting. It's something that you'd want to be a part of.
sure.
But I've always enjoyed working with Balki. I love collaborating with him. We have a great working relationship. I think he understands me very well as a director.
Right.
Although we just made one film together, but we've done several ad films together over the years. But I think he understands me very well as an actor. And I think most importantly, he knows what my limitations are, so he
Sure.
knows when to push the right buttons.
Yep. Sammy, I have to ask you because I mean the trailer speaks for itself essentially. Bowling with one arm and doing a very, very challenging role because I'm a big cricket buff. I love the game, followed it, played it all my life, and I think so as Abhishek. And I know he's a big fan of the game. What was it like walking into the character of someone which has a bit of a challenge? And B, what sort of was the USP as far as you as an actor is concerned that drew you to kind of the script?
Well, I mean, I'm just very grateful and fortunate that Valky thought I was worthy of the script because
Right.
it is something that I've been wanting to do ever since I started acting. I adore the sport. My Twitter bio has like sports, such in chocolate and cinema. That's what my Twitter bio is. So
Yes, that's
that's how
correct.
much. So I was waiting to get this opportunity, and I'm just glad that he's backed me on this one. Have played cricket when I was younger. I still play like gully cricket when I can, but it's all with my right hand. So
Right.
doing it with left hand was a different challenge altogether. But that's the great thing about doing films is you get to be trained by Indian cricketers. So we had Murli Karthi coming in to help me. We get
Right.
to go to NCT and so we went 2 days ago. So I think films give you some great opportunities, and this one in particular has kind of really made me believe in magic, made me believe in if you really want something, it does work out. So this film has kind of put all that together for me.
Yeah, very true. But Abhishek, I have to ask you this because you obviously kind of moved your journey and very, very smartly from cinema, and I think doing a lot of work on OTT these days, with a lot of digital content, whether it was Breed Into the Shadows with the two of you, of course, and you've done some incredible work. And I think, how is the journey of being a full-fledged Hindi cinema hero on the big screen different from, I guess, doing digital work essentially as an
It's
actor?
not at all. It's not at all.
Mm,
From your preparation to your execution, everything is exactly the same. And
right.
you should not I think one should differentiate because if
Correct.
you do, you're going to be doing injustice to one of the two platforms.
Right.
Uh, a film is a film is a film. It's a
Correct.
story told 2.5 hours. A web series is a slightly longer format, but it's exactly the same. It has to be engaging every second of the way.
Right.
So I don't think you should differentiate between the two, and you should have the same approach.
Right. I also want to ask you, speaking of which, because you've done an incredible amount of work with your father, and he's obviously someone who needs no introduction, one of the stalwarts of the industry. And whether it was Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna, whether it was Bunty or Bubbly, and Pa, of course. Any conversation with a filmmaker making a movie with your mom, because you've never featured together? Has that ever come up, an opportunity?
Well, actually, we've done some work together.
Right.
The first film we did together, I just did a small cameo in a Bengali film she was doing
Right.
called Desh many, many
Yes.
years ago. We acted together in Drona,
Yeah.
where she played, my mother, and then we acted together in Laga Chundri Medal.
Yes.
Um, but I mean, there's no active conversation. I'd love to.
Mm.
I think if I had to compare both the styles and approaches of both my parents. I think
Right.
I'm more like her than my father.
Yeah.
And working with her is for me, I'm selfish. It's not just about getting to work with a wonderful actor like her. It's
Yeah.
about, getting pampered and mollycoddled by my mom on set.
Correct.
So that's one that we look forward to.
That's all we want, don't we? Well, Sammy, we also have Shabana Azmi, the great Shabana Azmi in the film, and of course Angad Bedi, two very wonderful actors and very diverse. What was it like working with the likes of them?
Well, Angad's been my first friend in the industry. We've known each other for a really long time now. So
Right.
just kind of working with him on screen, it felt really special because he was my first friend and he became my friend because of cricket, because I wanted to play cricket with Angad. So he
Sure.
still laughs about that. And
Correct.
Shabana Masi has known me since I was born. So
Mm.
it was extremely special because I was very close to her mom, that's Dadima Shaukat ji. So just kind of working with Shabana Masi because she's seen me. One is she's seen me since I was younger, but two is that she is the Shabana Azmi. So I think any actor in the Indian film industry would want to work with her. She feels like she's very intimidating. That's the
Right.
persona. She's not that person at all when you work with her on screen. So
Right.
I feel very blessed that I've gotten to work with my first friend in the industry with Shabana Masi and then my favorite co-star, that's Amy.
That's wonderful. And Abhishek, I have to ask you because I was watching the IFFM, the International Film Festival in Melbourne, because I was in Australia until 2 weeks back, and you guys got a
Oh,
a standing ovation post the screening of the film. Very well done, and I can't wait to know what it's all about
thank
when it finally comes
thank
out.
you.
As an actor and as an artist, I have to ask you this, and I'm sure you've been asked this question before, but it is always a very moving experience when an audience gives you that sense of validation, and that first sense of validation on the Friday of the release means the most. How, as an actor, did you kind of feel that second, sort of in an overseas land, to be viewed and appreciated that way? What were your first thoughts about that?
Well, it's very, very overwhelming.
Mm.
Uh, Also, we have to keep in account, contrary to our theater actors, we're film actors.
Right.
We never really get to enjoy live audience feedback.
Correct.
And it's occasions like this that for the first time you just see that outpouring of love.
Mm.
And that's very overwhelming. That kind of validation is something that you'll never get on a film set because everybody's just doing their job.
Correct.
From the people who the film is intended for, to just get that love, that live feedback is immensely overwhelming, highly emotional. And it's also, I think, the culmination of a wonderful journey. So in a sense, it's a bit sad because you realize that, okay, now this baby is not ours anymore. It belongs to the audience.
Right.
So there are so many emotions that come up. And for me personally, it becomes very, very difficult to
Yeah.
control my emotions. And yeah, it was. I'm so thankful to the people of Melbourne that
Mm.
came and watched that. I mean, I cannot tell them what that means to us as actors. And, what they gave us that day is something that we will treasure for a lifetime.
Correct. And lastly, the two of you, let's start with you, Sayami. What is the one takeaway from Ghoomer? If we can get a last kind of a look, sneak peek into before the 18th of August, what should the audience really look forward to?
Or the audience, well, I think there's a lot to take away from Kumar
Yeah.
as an audience. One, there is this film is not only for cricket lovers. Yes, the backdrop of the film is cricket, but I feel it is a complete family film because there are so many equations in the film which your grandmother would relate to or your brothers would relate to. There's so many, my boyfriend would relate to. So I think there's so many equations in the film which makes it a complete family film. I
Right.
think this is Balki sir's most emotional film, and that in itself is something that people should go out and watch. I think this, when you talk about AB has had some phenomenal films in his career, which has
Yeah.
lasted for over 23 years. Some of the finest that I like are, of course, Yuva Guru, Bluffmaster Sarkar. But I feel with what he's done in Humar, Humar is going to be up there with his 5, 6 favorite performances for me.
Yeah.
So I think that is what AB has done.
Yeah.
I just feel it's a sweet film. Please go and watch it on the 18th of August.
Correct. And Sammy, I have to say, I have to take you on that and that lead because you did mention rightly because parts of the trailer in Ghoomer remind me a bit about Amitabh Bachchan and Amar Akbar Anthony. When AB is talking, when Abhishek is talking, parts of that were, you know, the mirror scene. It kind of had that resonance, and I felt like you've got your Amar Akbar Anthony. So, but yeah, no, but go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. Tell me
Um,
your last takeaway from Ghoomer.
well, I'm just thankful to God for allowing me to go on this journey with
Sure.
some very, very dear friends,
Yeah.
and that we get to share these moments and emotions together. These are
Sure.
bonds that are made for a lifetime, and that's something that you'll never ever be able to trade in for anything else. And I'm just thankful that he chose me to give me this opportunity, and obviously to Balki for thinking of us and sticking with his convictions and just allowing us to be a part of this, man. It's a very special film for me, and
Right.
I'm very, very proud of it. And especially to this young lady over there, you know, what an immense talent, what an immense job she's done. And, you know, the world is her oyster right now. And, you know, I hope she goes out there and she conquers it because she truly deserves it. It's been a pleasure to watch her perform. And although she's been very gracious in naming some of my films, I have no problem saying unequivocally that Ghoomer is my favorite performance of Saiyami of all time.
Well, it's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure talking to the two of you. Thank you so much. Wishing you the two all the very best for the 18th of August, in which to watch the film in the cinemas.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Good luck. Cheers.